What's going on, everybody? I am back, fresh off an 8-0-1 weekend and a trip to Vegas, which included my birthday. Thank you very much. I am Bryan Power, and welcome to the Power 5 here on Wager Talk TV for Monday, August 21st. This is the show where we run through where the market's moving, who to sell high on, who to buy low on, our favorite stat of the day, and we round it out with, of course, a free pick, our power play of the day. Now, on today's edition of the Power 5, we're going to investigate a team that just got swept, yet is actually favored over a team that just swept its opponent over the weekend. We're going to look at a red-hot pitcher that is an underdog on Monday's slate, and which team has the longest streak of not being beaten by more than 2 runs, all that and much more. But first, a reminder to please go ahead and smash that like button, give this show a thumbs up. Also, please comment away. Tell me if you like what you're hearing, if you agree with the power play of the day. If you don't agree with the power play of the day, share your own favorite bets for Monday. Let's just keep this thing interactive. And of course, make sure you are subscribed to the Wager Talk YouTube channel, where there's a ton of great sports betting content each and every single day. Okay, for how the market is moving, we're going to be looking at 2 totals. And both moves are pretty interesting here. The wagertalk.com odds screen shows that bettors like the over in both Cubs-Tigers, which is a 6:40 Eastern start, and Rangers-D-backs, which is a 9:40 Eastern start. Now, Cubs-Tigers is an interesting move because both starters, Assad for the Cubs and Fado for the Tigers, have both pitched well recently, particularly Fado, who has a 1.71 ERA and .83 whip his last 3 starts, and the Tigers have gone under in 4 consecutive games. The Cubs bats have cooled considerably after a ridiculous start to the second half. They've scored more than 4 runs just 3 times in the last 11 games. Yet the total for tonight has moved from 8.5 to 9, the key number of 9, I may add. With the Rangers D-backs, bettors looking over is also a bit surprising in that not only were the Rangers just swept over the weekend, but they've been held to 2 runs or less in 3 of the last 4 games. But bettors clearly expecting a return to form for a lineup that has scored the second most runs in all of baseball. Arizona, they had Sunday off after playing a doubleheader in San Diego on Saturday. So that'll be interesting to see how they come out. It's Jordan Montgomery for the Rangers. He's got a 2.50 ERA since coming over for St. Louis. And Slade Cecconi for the D-backs. Again, this number has moved from 9 to 9.5. Not sure I agree with that. On to sell high. Boston, as you know, coming off a 3-game sweep of the Yankees over the weekend. They're in Houston tonight. The Astros, what did they do over the weekend? Well, they got swept themselves here at home by Seattle. But the Stros are still short favorites on Monday, and I would sell high on the Red Sox in this spot. That's because Houston has had only 2 losing streaks of more than 3 games all season. Both came in June. It's James Paxton going against Christian Javier at 8:10 Eastern. Of course, when you look at that, the Astros could seemingly qualify for our buy low segment. But since we already mentioned them, we're going to buy low on a different team, and that's our old friends in Cincinnati. The Reds have certainly struggled of late, but they're sending Graham Ashcraft to the mound tonight. And going back to the end of June, Ashcraft has allowed 3 runs or fewer in 9 consecutive starts, going 6 or more innings 8 times. He and the Reds are short dogs to Lucas Giolito and the Angels at 9:38 Eastern. I would look to buy low on the Reds in that spot, like the value with the red-hot pitcher. Stat of the day, Seattle Mariners, big favorites tonight in Chicago against the White Sox. They have gone 29 consecutive games without losing by more than 2 runs. That's the longest such streak in all of baseball this season. You got to figure that streak's going to continue tonight, and that you got to figure the Mariners are going to win, too, behind Luis Castillo. The M's are 4-0 his last 4 starts. Touki Toussaint starting for the White Sox. He's not been good this year, to put it mildly. Game starts at 8:10 Eastern. Not only do I anticipate the Mariners extending their streak of not losing by more than 2 games, but they're probably going to win. So there you go. Before we go to the power play of the day, just want to remind everyone, I did go 8-0-1 over the weekend at Wager Talk. That's 8 wins and 1 push. Included a perfect 4-0 in MLB, a 3-0 sweep in the English Premier League. We capped it off the weekend with the over on Chargers Saints in NFL preseason action. You can get any of my selections for Monday, whether it be soccer or MLB, for just $9. A 1-day all-access pass gets you the complete card that costs only $17. All right, On to the power play of the day. The Mets are facing the Braves at 7:20 Eastern, and both teams just had win streaks snapped on Sunday. But let's not reinvent the wheel here, folks. We know who the better team is, and it's the Braves, who have scored 6 or more runs in 8 straight meetings with the Mets. Now, I know what you're saying, BP. The money line is too rich for my blood. The Braves are north of minus 200. I agree. So let's lay the minus 1.5 against David Peterson, who has a 7.86 ERA and a 1.77 whip. His 8 road starts. The Mets are 1-7 in those 8 games. So the Braves, minus 1.5 is your power play of the day. And that does it for the Power 5 for Monday, August 21st. Let's all go cash some tickets.